Hey class, and thanks for joining. Miss Lewis taught me that for my very first video, I am going to teach you how I installed this gorgeous blonde wig. I bought this unit from TinasheHair.com. This is the 613 blonde wig in 22 inches with a 13 by 6 cap construction, which gives me a deep parting space and quite a versatile feel. And I know you see that black thread in the back. Don't worry, your wig will not come like that. I just had to cut it down to size to fit my little head. It's an easy little trick that you can do too. The secret to a flat and natural looking wig is a flat foundation. So I use nourishing products such as the Aphogee Reconstructing Spray, which is a protein treatment for the hair, a leave-in conditioner, along with the Kinky Curly Not Today leave-in conditioner. Also, the Kinky Curly Curling Custard, which provides hold for when I brush my hair back so that it stays under that wig cap. I also spray a little bit of the Aphogee oil so that my hair is well nourished under that wig cap and growing while my wig hair is flowing. If your hair is longer than a pixie cut, I recommend that you use either cornrows or some Dutch braids to lay that hair flat. Now, I've worn this wig before, so it's time for me to get that hair together before I even bother trying to put it on my head. So first, I'm going to take my mousse and just run it across that hairline, and I'm going to comb it in just a little bit, and then I'm going to use my hot comb on a lower setting so I can comb and tame that hair back. Now, one of my favorite YouTubers, her name is Taste Pink, and she says she wants to make her hair be obedient. I loved it when she said that, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do with that hot comb. I am trying to make my part obey my orders. I'm trying to make those baby hairs move back. That way I don't have little hairs getting in the way of my application later. This is a step you might want to take. Now, do you see that? Do you see the way I'm angling those parts in that hot comb as I comb the hairs back away from the face, but also creating my part? You have to do this when you have a 180% density wig, because if not, that hair is going to be sticking up and people are going to be able to clock you. This is when it gets real. I am getting ready to lay this wig all the way down. Before you do that, you need to protect your skin. I use the Bold Hold Skin Protect Spray. I spray it about 7 times on a rag, and I dab it along my forehead, along with at the sides, my temples, and even around my hairs at the sides where the sideburns would be. That way my skin does not sweat. In my industry where I work, I do get a little bit sweaty, my nerves are kind of bad, and my forehead can get a little bit oily. That Skin Protect acts like a guard, sort of like an antiperspirant for the forehead. That way when you lay the next layer of product down, it does not sweat and make your wig clock out early on you. Now I'm going to use my Bold Hold Liquid Gold as my adhesive product. I like it because it goes on clear, it's easy to work with, it dries quickly, so that means I can actually apply my wig before I go to work within about 5 minutes. Plus it's water soluble, so it's easy to remove at the end of the day. Before I adhere any lace, I like to check to make sure that the wig is looking good and fitting properly. I'll definitely check those ear tabs to make sure that they are wrapped comfortably around my ear for a very natural look. Once I feel like I like how everything is looking, I am going to run the nozzle of my gel across my forehead, just right before the hairline. And then I'm going to use the back end of that rat tail comb to smooth it out a bit. That way there is no excess product there, because excess product is just going to seep through the lace and just make for a messy application. So you want to get it kind of flat. You want to spread it kind of like you would mayonnaise on the bread of a sandwich. That way it dries out evenly. After that, now I got my hair dryer on standby, and this hair dryer does have a cool setting, so I am going to follow up by blowing my hairline with some cool air. until I feel that cool sensation go away. That tells me that it's probably dry right there. And do you see what I'm doing with my comb? I'm using the top of my comb to sort of push and nudge the lace into place. I'm not going to fight with it. I'm not going to pull it. I'm not going to stretch it, because if you do that, what's going to end up happening is you're going to have a hairline that is pulled back, and you're going to have this facelift that happens. It's going to be so uncomfortable. So don't fight the feeling. Just push the lace where it needs to go. Make sure you have that hairline about a centimeter in front of your real hair on top of that forehead. That way it's comfortable on you. And be sure to work in small sections. This makes it a lot more easy and a lot more manageable, this process, because this can be a messy process. And also, by using the top of my comb, you can see that those hairs are not mingling underneath the lace. That would be a disaster. I hate when that happens. So now I'm going to work along my temples. Again, laying that Bold Hold Liquid Gold, which it is clear. So you're going to want to have a nice well-lit area to work in, and you got to be able to see. Still working in small sections, still spreading that product evenly, still trying to avoid my natural hair. Now, what I like about the Bold Hold Liquid Gold is that it does not affect the health of my hair. I like to take my wigs off just about every night. This one I actually wore overnight, but when I take it off and I wash the product out, I notice that my hair still feels nice and healthy underneath. Some of the other processes tend to dry my hair out, and I have fine hair, and I intend to keep my fine hair. I use my wig as a protective style, so I like to use products that are friendly to my hair, and I do like that I can put this stuff right on my hair. See how I'm doing that at my sideburn area? Using the product the same way I would on my forehead, except this time I'm putting it actually on my hair, and it does not cause any breakage. At least it hasn't for me. Now, this is where it gets even more tricky. When you put your wig on, you have to make it lay down around that ear. The curvature of that ear, you have to make it lay down over there, especially because when you go out in the world, you have to wear a mask. And so those little straps on the mask are going to tell all your business if you don't put it on right, because that wig's going to be sitting on top of there, and I've had it happen to me. It's a little bit embarrassing. It's quite uncomfortable. So don't be afraid to put the product on your actual hair, and make sure the hair, that your natural hair that's around your ear, is pushed back so good. That way the wig can stick to that part of your hair and just really lay flat around that ear. Here it is, here it is. The wig is on like Donkey Kong. It is attached. It's not going anywhere, at least overnight. I might have to do some touch-ups in a couple of days, but typically I take my wig off every night or every other night because I like to switch things up. And I know you see those wrinkles right there at the hairline. Don't worry about that. We're about to fix that right now. Now let's really make this hairline our own by laying down some edges. You can make them as big or as small as you want. Do you? I prefer to stay on the conservative side and go with a more natural look. You see me, I'm just pulling a little bit of hair down from the temple and swooping it back. Simple as that. Any excess hair I cut off because long baby hairs are just a pain. And I actually like to use the LottaBody Mousse to lay those baby hairs down. And I do watch this one YouTuber, his name is Slayedbyjordan, and he advised that you don't do this for a very long time. If you're going to use mousse, you got to move quickly because mousse can lift your work, and you don't want to lift that lace after you've done all that hard work to lay it down. So you move quickly and you just live with what you have right there. I do this all around my hairline, and I even go and create a little bit of sideburn action so that it looks so cute and so that my wig has even more support onto my head. With our edges in place, it is time to melt that lace. So I'm going to start by tying the wig hair up into a satin scrunchie to move it out the way. Then I am going to tie a satin edge scarf around my edges. This is the first layer that will allow me to lay that lace flat. After that, I'm going to go in with an elastic band. You can get this anywhere, including Amazon. It has a Velcro, which makes it even more secure to your head while you are allowing the lace to cure to your skin and blend on in. I let this rest on my hair for about 15 to 20 minutes, allowing me time to style my hair. I felt this blonde would play out very well with some beautiful bouncy wand curls. Wand curls are just tricky, so I'm getting kind of good at it because it is committed to muscle memory, so I can explain it to you. I did the left side off camera just for the sake of time, but I will explain how I curled the right side. I use my opposite hand, that would be the left hand, to hold the wand curler in place. And as you can see, I'm using my right hand to wrap that small section around the wand, twisting it as I'm wrapping it as well so I can get a nice tight curl. I hold it for about 10 seconds, allow it to heat up just for a moment, and then I drop it into the palm of my hand. I hold the curl in the palm of my hand for a few more seconds, and then I let that curl go. And as you can see, you get the perfect curl. What I love about wand curls is once you put them in a wig, they last until the next time you wash that hair. With all this hair, I had to work in small sections and it did take a long time. So make sure you have something to sing along with or a good movie to watch, something to do while you're doing this long process. After I finished all those curls, my edges are good and dry, so I get to unwrap them now. And here is the big reveal. Take a look. I'm just gonna go in and make a few finishing touches that might include brushing out those edges just to loosen them up. I also will use some makeup powder, just some foundation powder to help the lace blend a little bit better with my skin, but also to refine that part over there. And then I need to brush out those curls and make them more into a wave by using my paddle brush. I'm using some Aphogee spray just to add some strength and luster to the hair. It's an oil sheen spray, so it's just going to add a little bit of shine. And finally, I'm going to use my Got to Be Glued Free spray just to lock the style into place. And here it is, the finished result. I hope you enjoyed this video. I think this wig turned out very nice. Thanks for watching. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe.